Welcome to the studio, the spot that I like to work on my stuff, watch some Snake Vision, and I got the radio and everything set up there. Not the greatest lighting. I could turn on the light, but it would just look like shit. So we're stuck with this fuzzy mess. Anyways, I wanted to chime in a little bit early, I guess, because it's Friday night. I'll probably be filming a video tomorrow. I don't know if I am, but it usually just kind of happens. Yeah, just a few things I wanted to talk about very quick. I'm probably gonna end up dropping the whole Noisy Triangles thing. The name, at least, the series or whatever I call it. I just kind of want to go back to the old way of doing things, you know, just filming whatever. And if train stuff happens to be in those videos, which it most likely will be, I'm not going to stop making those. But, there's a few things, other things that I like to do as well. You know, I've said it many a times before that I don't dedicate all of my free time to rail fanning. There's lots of other things I like to do. And when I sit down there and wait at the tracks for hours on end for nothing to happen, it's just kind of annoying when I could have been doing something else. But I like my radio stuff, obviously. I like playing guitar. I like to do a lot more outside when it's nicer out and not freezing cold. Yeah, shit. Scanners. But yeah, I like to mess around with stuff like the flipper. I got some other things that I want to try with that, which can all be incorporated in videos with trains too. I don't see why it can't. I'm sure some of the dedicated rail fans don't like that kind of stuff, but if you don't like it, don't watch it. But I just updated it again. There's a few other things that came with it when I initially got it that I have yet to try because I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing. And there's just a few other things, but aside from that, I did turn this up, but I can't talk and listen to that at the same time. But what was I gonna say? There's a few other things that I want to get involved in, and the one thing that I kind of left you guys off with at the end of the last video, if you watched it all the way, was that something happened that really pissed me off, which I'll probably go into a little bit more detail tomorrow. One of my favorite radio shows, the Dave Rock's Morning Buzz, ended up getting canceled because I don't know if I should say the company's name or not. But Corus Entertainment, who owns the station, ended up, by my understanding and what I witnessed, cut their contract or cut them loose or whatever happened on World Radio Day. And it just sucks, you know, because it was one of the best morning shows in the whole Tri-Cities area. And yeah, they gave him the boot, and there was no, as far as I know, no warning. As far as I know, there was no warning. There was no farewell, goodbye, anything like that. It just happened, and then they were scrubbed from the station, they were scrubbed from the website, and no mention of them at all after that. But I also want to say that people probably shouldn't be taking it out on Simon McGee, who has taken over for the morning show, because I'm sure he didn't make that decision, obviously. But people are kind of hammering him a little bit hard about it. You know, it's not his fault. He had no control over it. But it just sucks, you know. The morning buzz was one of the things that made it bearable to get up in the morning and drive to work. Now they're gone. Simon's show is, you know, it's good. But sorry, Simon, if you ever watch this, it's not as good as the morning buzz. No offense. But what also sucked is a couple years beforehand, I lost the Craig Fee show, which was the afternoon show before Simon. And that was one of my favorite shows. A lot of people didn't like it, but I loved it. But on that note, I probably will go into a bit more detail about it tomorrow morning. But I just wanted to jump in quickly and tell you guys what's up about the whole cutting the noisy triangles name. You know, it's something I came up with myself, and I've tried to make myself like it, and there's something about it I don't like about that name. It just kind of reminds me of like something that would be for children. I don't know, it just sounds that way. Like something that's, I don't know, it's tough, but yeah, whatever. We'll see you tomorrow. So we're back from last night. Fairly cold morning, you could tell. Usually when there's frost, it's pretty cold, but these fucking auto racks in the way, so I can't see if anything's coming from that way. I mean, I can see the signals, but it just ruins the view. I've bitched about it before, but like I said, it's a place of business of sorts, and they're not here to accommodate us rail fans. But I would have hated to dig out those derails. So yeah, it's cold out, obviously. I don't know why my AC was on. I didn't feel it, but the little button was green. There's a bush can laying on the ground out there. But yeah, last night I got into a little discussion about, you know, dropping the name. There'd be a few changes around here, not really anything significant. And it's not a big deal, you know. But yeah, holy fuck, I can't even think of what I was gonna say. Yeah, oh yeah, on the morning buzz topic there, it's fucking bullshit, because the one day they were on, I think it was a Wednesday, they were on, it was all normal and everything. I even texted into the show to kind of be involved in what they were doing that day, you know, which I think it was called Happy Ending or something like that. Yeah, it would have been Happy Ending. It was the actually, I don't know, it was either the Morning Buzz montage or Happy Ending. I can't remember which one was which, but I mean, I should know, but I'm being a fucking idiot right now because I got the camera pointed at me and I can't think of it. But yeah, it was something like that. I texted in and got involved. I can even tell you the date too. Yeah, it was Wednesday, February 12th. Wednesday, February 12th was the last day of the Dave Rocks Morning Buzz, which just sucks, just blows, because that was about the only thing that made mornings bearable to me, you know, unless it's like a morning like today where I don't have to go to work, you know, no problem getting up. Get up to go to work though, and it's just brutal. I wish I knew the science behind that, because I get up around the same time on the weekend. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm going somewhere I don't want to be. That could be it. But yeah, they made the mornings bearable. It was nice. It was a good interactive show. They always did fun things. There was 3 of them, Gail, Daryl, and Jesse. Jesse's on maternity leave right now. Imagine that, eh? Imagine that. Good job, Corus. You know, one of the hosts on maternity leave and you fucking cancel the show, you fucking goofs. Daryl's one of my buddies. You know, he was the officiant at my grandparents' 50th anniversary. They renewed their wedding vows, and he came over and did it.
Let me introduce myself. I'm Daryl. I'll be officiating tonight's ceremony.
Great guy. Stand-up guy, great guy. You know, I can't say a bad thing about him. Gail. I didn't know Gail much. Went to the studio one time. And, I let it all air out. I can't hold it in forever. I went to the studio the one time, and I kind of found it weird because Gail would normally take pictures. They would all take a picture with you. Gail would always be in the picture. I noticed if somebody were to go there, but she didn't want to take a picture with me. I found it funny. I remember it too. It was quite a few years ago. Here's the picture here. But I remember quite a few years ago this happened. I went to the studio, this and that. It was a great time. And I really appreciate Daryl for doing that. But, Gail, she didn't want to take a picture with me. I wouldn't want to take a picture with me either. Fuck, I look awful in that picture. I didn't have any facial hair, nothing. But I found it funny, or weird, or strange, or a little bit of both. So, I don't know. But, Corus Entertainment, by my understanding, decided to give them the boot on World Radio Day. Everybody was celebrating World Radio Day, and they're like, oh, we're just going to fire all these on-air personalities, because it wasn't only Dave Rocks, it was also a couple other stations and TV studios and shit like that. But I'm obviously going to be most upset about the one that hits home the most, because now all you get on Dave Rocks, I hate to say it, but you get like pre-recorded shit that is played on every single Corus station, Corus rock related station around here, like FM 96 in London, Y108 in Hamilton, Dave Rocks here. There's a few others I can't think of, but they all play the Taz and Jim show. All of them. That's always been a thing I didn't like, is that they always they have the Taz and Jim show pre-recorded from their morning show, and they play it in the afternoons or evenings on Dave Rocks, for example, when they could have somebody actually in the studio who's local. And I know it's just Corus and big corporation trying to save their billions of dollars by shooting themselves in the foot. But I also mentioned the Craig Fee show last night. This is going back quite a few years now, but the Craig Fee show was I was a big fan of the Craig Fee show. A lot of people didn't like his show, but I loved it. He did a thing called the Tedious Tiresome Trivia.
Worth sharing is Craig Fee. This is Tedious Tiresome Trivia in the Tri-Cities on 107.5 Dave Rocks.
Yes, time again where we gather around the radio and give away, something not half bad this week. Korn and Alice in Chains Budweiser stage Wednesday, August 14th. If you are interested in winning this, might I suggest you get ready to call me at 519-624-1075. Guidelines: if you want to play the contest, please do your best to pay attention to these before you ignore them.
Before you call into our show, please make note of the following rules. 1. Turn your radio down. 2.
Every weekday afternoon at 3. Oh, man, it was the best. It was supposed to be like a theme-related trivia show. 1 in 10 women do this every day. That's just an example of the question. You'd call in, you'd give them the answer. But most of the time it would turn into regulars calling in and him and them having back and forths, and it was just hilarious. It was the funniest thing ever. A lot of people didn't like it though, because all the talking. Kind of like my channel. But yeah. I don't know, I'm just pissed, I loved the Morning Buzz. I loved the Craig Fee show. All those guys back in the day there, when they were all there, it was the Morning Buzz. It was Mike Devine in the afternoon, or in the middays. Then it was Craig Fee show at 2. And then after that, it was Simon McGee. And then after that, I'm pretty sure it was Jesse David. Those guys were all local. And they all did their shows, and it was not pre-recorded fucking bullshit from 50 other stations around the Tri-Cities. But then it all just started to change. And more shows disappeared. More and more on-air personalities disappeared. And here we are. We have now Simon McGee is in the morning. And some other guy that I've never heard of in the afternoons. His name is Mark. You know, don't take it out on them because when the morning buzz is gone, I've been seeing Simon getting a lot of flack for, you know, kind of replacing the morning buzz, but it's not his fault. He didn't make the decision. He just works for Corus Entertainment too, unfortunately, you know. I wish somebody else owned the station, not those fucking clowns. But, you know, somebody like Bell or Rogers owning the station, because that shit fucking station in Kitchener, Chime 96.7, that plays their shit fucking music. There's no repeat workday. Plays all the same shit every day anyways. But they have their morning show still. Imagine that. You know, they're not owned by Corus. They have their fucking shows. I only know because the girls listen to it at work. But, yeah, I think this has been long-winded enough. I've kind of got on a rant there, but it just pisses me off. You know, these greedy-ass corporations and their fucking bullshit ways. But yeah, don't take it out on Simon. That's, you know, I've been seeing a lot of people say, oh, now I gotta find a different station to listen to. Well, not really. I mean, yeah, you're still supporting Corus, but what else do you have? Country music? I ain't fucking listening to country music, and I'm certainly not listening to no fucking Katy Perry fucking bullshit pop music on fucking Chime 96.7. So, yeah, it's Dave Rocks, it is. Oh, and before I go, the other thing that was kind of, it was not a big deal, but they also changed the voice guy. You know how stations do their identification in between songs. Yeah, they changed their voice guy too, and I like the older guy better than the new guy. The old guy, whoever it was who did it, he kind of suited the rock station format a little bit better than the new guy does to me. I would try to catch it right now, but it's just the beginning of a song. Maybe I'll turn the camera back on and I'll try to catch it.
My jam. This is 107.5 Dave Rocks.
That guy there who said this is 107.5 Dave Rocks. Nothing against him, it's just my personal opinion. Because I don't know who he is personally, but I know his name and who it actually is doing that, opposed to the other guy, which I'll play his voice here.
Yeah, we know. Time to get back to the rock. This is 107.5 Dave Rocks.
But nothing against him, you know, just my preference, you know. It's very, very minor, and a lot of people didn't notice it when it changed, but I did. Because this guy used to do the odd recording, but the other guy, the old guy, did the main stuff, and then they changed it, and I was just like, that sucks. Because I personally found the older guy, he kind of suited the whole edgy mainstream rock format, rock station kind of sound, but I don't know. They just changed a lot of things, and I'm a person who doesn't like change, so it's my own fault. But yeah, kind of sucks. I'm sure I'm gonna add in some other recordings of other things that I've collected over the years, because I knew these days would come. 5-6 years ago, I knew this shit would happen where all of it would disappear. I just had a feeling, so I just gathered a bunch of recordings as much as I could. So I had some stuff saved that I could make a future video or something about it, and I had all this shit saved, especially from the Craig Fee show. I'm so happy that I got some recordings of that.
383 RDQ.
You shut it. But,
You guys back together?
I think it's that Via train that went by. I didn't even bother recording
Okay.
it.
You are east of Ingersoll Station. Will not move west until you talk to me, correct? Over? Okay, right on. I'll have the 71 jump off and passenger. Clear. Time to go.
I had to. I don't know what he's talking about. I shouldn't be telling them to shut it too, because normally when they talk, that means something's coming. But I forget where I was. I've been talking enough. Nobody's gonna watch this shit. I know nobody's. Well, and I can't say nobody because there's guys and there's some people that do watch it, and I do appreciate the ones that watch it, but I know nobody's really gonna take this seriously. So I knew that me making a Corus rant video about how they got rid of my favorite radio show will make little to absolutely no difference at all, but it's a good way for me to express my opinion. Within community guidelines, I guess. That's why I like radio, because there's no community guidelines. There technically is, but nobody follows it. And you can't get banned, so that's even better. But, yeah. I know, it sucks, but I can't actually find anywhere where I could get a full, like, show or recording or a full segment of, like, the Morning Buzz, for example. Like something that they did live, obviously, but was recorded and saved somewhere. I can't fucking find any of that. Same with the Craig Fee Show. There is some snippets that I found of certain segments from the Craig Fee Show, but like not a whole like start to finish thing from 2 to 7 when they used to run that long. I can't find a fucking thing, which sucks. But that's why I gathered some recordings. They're not the greatest recordings, but there are some. But on top of all that rambling, we're gonna take the striker out and we're gonna put the Anytone back in, because the striker, first of all, my big ass hands have a hard time getting to the volume knob. Second of all, sounds loud, but when I'm driving, I can't have this thing turned up enough. Like, I can't hear it. And there's some of the frequencies are all messed up on it. I go back to band mode and I go down to channel 28. Apparently it's 27295, but it's actually supposed to be, because see, look at 29 is 295. You can't even see it. 28 is also 295, which is wrong because it's supposed to be 285. But I know I could probably switch it into VFO mode and fuck around a little bit, but I don't know enough about the striker to do that. So I'm gonna switch back to channel mode and we're gonna get her back up to 36 or 38. But the other thing about the striker is that when it's cold, she's a little off frequency. Sounds off frequency, at least. Normally when you sound off, or when it sounds off frequency, you're also gonna sound off frequency. And sounding off frequency is not something I want. I'll try to show you what it sounds like. You hear that Donald Duck sounding ass? That sounds off frequency, but it's not the correct way of me showing you, because the correct way would have been me putting that 0 to a 1 or a 2, or bringing it down to a 9 or an 8 and having that 27, 3, 8, 4, 9. And that would have been another way to be off frequency. But when you're off frequency, for people that don't know, I know there's some radio guys that do watch my videos. When you sound off frequency, you sound either like you're Donald Duck, or you just sucked a whole tank of helium, or you sound like somebody like this, and you sound really low, and I don't want to sound like that. So there's a lot of times where I jump on the radio after work and I don't really want to wait for it to warm up. The Anytone, on the other hand, I never had a problem with the Anytone sounding off frequency. Thing's always on frequency. Good solid radio right there. So she's gonna go back in line. Striker's gonna come out. I'm gonna probably hook it up to the laptop, program it properly to the way I want it, and I should have really done that with the Anytone, but I didn't get around to it. And yeah, but that's the way it's got to be. There's a local guy around here, he always sounds off frequency, and you tell him and he don't listen. I'm not gonna say who it is, but he always sounds off frequency. I've never told him that he sounded like it, because I've heard other guys say, hey man, you're off frequency, and he don't listen. He'll just ignore you after that. So it's his own fault. If somebody told me I was off frequency, I'd probably be embarrassed. I'd turn that radio right off and I'd swap it out for another one. But yeah, maybe I'll show you a good example of it on the Yaesu tonight when I get home, or today, whenever I get home and I'm around it, I'll turn it on, take a quick little video.
I got a copy of you in Bamford, right? Oh, you Bingo. That's nice. I hear you, no problem, Bingo.
But this is gonna be a real boring video for some people, but I don't mind. It's a good reason to get some content out. Got Ireland coming in right now. Ireland, Scotland, England, all the Europeans. So it's about the only thing that's nice about winter time is that conditions are a lot better in the winter, which fucking sucks, or it's great, you know, either or. It would be nice if conditions were like that all the time, but they're not, because it's just the way the sun works, and don't ask me to explain it. But taking the mic off now, I'm going to take my little ferrite core off. We'll put that on the Anytone. Mic can go in the back. Now is the fun part of unscrewing these little knobs off the side. There's one. Now I gotta be a double jointed guy and bend down into an awkward position to do this shit. Oh man. It's a 4-pin mic on the Striker too. I'm shocked. I think it would be something different, like a 6-pin or something. Alright, what's holding this down? Okay. Got the power cord out. Unplug my antenna cable, which is not an unplug, it's an unscrew. PL259. Remember that, kids. PL259. And then I got my external speaker. Take those out. There we have it. The Striker is out. I still don't know what that added on antenna jack is, but it would be cool to know the story behind it a little bit more, but I don't. I would ask his son that I got it off of about it, but his son told me that he... Uh-oh. I think something's coming from behind us, actually. Yeah, fuck, there's a green signal up there, too. Watch, it'll be something really good, too. Alright, let's move up. We're gonna postpone this. Watch, man. Battery's dying again already. We're gonna move up here because they so graciously plowed it out. Uh-oh, we got some workers over there. Maybe they'll call me in because I'm not supposed to be up here. I don't know if I'm actually supposed to be up here or not. Hell, they're not even looking at me. They don't give a fuck about me. Right on. Who's that little Honda Civic with a 6-foot antenna? Not me. And we go places. Ow, motherfucker. Fucking snow brush. Well, we'll go places until the railroad police show up. That wouldn't be good. But, I don't know if I should continue this or not. I think I might back next year. Alright, where were we? I don't know if I want it barefoot or if I want the amp. Barefoot means you don't have any amps hooked up, for those of you who don't know. Or you're running stock radio with no extra power. Here's the Anytone. I gotta keep my eye out behind me too. So we're gonna get her plugged in. Get her lined up. Oh shit, don't want to do that yet. I'm gonna say I'm gonna say that we're gonna hook the amp up. It's the roundup today, and I want to get through to that, so I'm gonna hook the amp up. Give me a bit more fire in the wire. Everything's so tangled. So for the longest time I couldn't remember which goes where, but I remembered that black close to the body, red on the inside. Got all that hooked up. Not the power cable. Fuck, man. I don't know what I'm doing. There, power cable's hooked up. I'll be back.
Everything else. But anyway, who we got out there?
Yeah.
Copy that, Mike 2.
Oh, yeah.
Texas. I'm gonna lay it down for a minute and let the others get at you.
So yeah, another thing I like about the Anytone is it has the channel up-down selectors on the mic. The mic cable is much longer, even though I have it hooked to the gear keeper. Yeah. Fuck, I don't even know if the camera's pointing at me. I don't have the screen facing me. But yeah, I again want to apologize. It's gonna be a really boring video. It's gonna be fucking horrible. Because that Via train that I didn't film this morning has been the only train that I've seen so far. Yeah, but we'll fuck around with the radio a little bit, play around. Europe still. It's hard to make out, but Europe is still coming in strong. Heard some Texas up there on 410. This is 385. Oh, I thought I heard a train. Yeah. So yeah, if anything does show up, I'll turn the camera on. Sounds like a train out there. No, it's a snowmobile. So I noticed also in my video from last week there that you can really hear my heater when I have it on, so I'm going to try to remember to turn that off every time I turn the camera on, because I don't want that hissing noise to be in the background. But other than that, there's nothing really going on here. I've been here for a while and I haven't seen anything. I keep hearing bursts on the radio, but that's not giving me anything. There's a green signal up there, but it's been up there forever now. And I feel like I'm sitting somewhere where I shouldn't be. So even though there's no trespassing signs, but I'm always just a little paranoid. But I'm facing the auto racks down there. I think somebody's behind me. I think. I don't know. Can't tell what direction that's coming from. Sounds like it's coming from in front of me. It won't be the greatest shot though. I'm probably gonna have to do it through the windshield. Trying to clean it up a little bit, I guess. But I'm probably gonna have to do it through the windshield, because trying to have it out the window pointing that way is just a pain in the ass. I can't see the screen, so I don't know if it's actually pointing the way I want it to, so. But I'm sure only 1% of my viewers made it this far into the video, so does it really matter? Well, actually it does matter, because those 1% of viewers are the ones that matter. Alright, let's see if I get reported for trespassing. I doubt it, but never know. Shit, snowbank. God damn it. Well, I guess that's it. Still in reverse. Pretty sure there's still a green signal up there though. I think. It's very hard to tell in the sunlight. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I can't tell. But I'm probably gonna hang around, finish this coffee, and see what happens. Oh, fuck. I kind of fucked up. I don't know if I'm gonna add it in the video or not. Depends on how good the clip was. But I knew this guy was coming because I could hear the horn blast back there. With those auto racks sitting there though, it's kind of like echoing it, making them sound closer. So I was listening for the train sounds, you know, the sounds of the locomotive, whatever. They come around the auto racks, and I thought I heard them. Ended up being a fucking tractor, one of the workers over there. So I already had the camera going, and then I was like, oh fuck. And I turned it away. But, damn. Noisy. But yeah, I turned it away, and then this guy kind of popped up. Seemed like a friendly engineer, honked the horn and everything, you know. Those are the good ones. Not reporting me either, that's good. But I don't think I'm trespassing. They would have this blocked off. I don't know, it still looks like I have a green signal up there. I mean, he was on the north track, according to the radio. But it looks like there's a green signal for the south track, but I don't think I'll be sticking around much longer.
Rough and tough out there, 252.
I'd like to go and wash the car, even though some people would probably think, oh, what's the point of doing that? Well, because I want to, and it's covered in fucking salt, so... I like to joke around because, you know, I say my car is so covered in salt that I need to change the color on the ownership to white instead of black. But it helps with the underneath too, you know. Even though as soon as I pull back out on the road and start driving it again, it'll all be on there, but it's taking off that layer. So, you know, in my mind it's doing something. That's all that matters, I guess, keeps me happy. But, you know, the city and region and all that bitches about how much salt you use on your fucking front sidewalk, but they just pour it onto the streets. Pour it. Instead of using sand. But, anyways, we're probably going to go do that. I finished my coffee anyways, so, I mean, not really. There's a little bit left, but, yeah. Since we're here, I'll show you an example of off frequency with the last digit. That's just an example, you know, not, of course, when I go to do it, not a lot of people are talking, so, but yeah, I don't want to sound off frequency. Alright, so I just left the car wash, got that done and all over with and all that, but before we end it off, I want to say I apologize for the mostly boring video it's going to be, so, if you do end up watching the whole thing and all that, I do appreciate it, but there's not much I can do about lack of trains and all that, so, and especially with it being cold out. Cold and windy, actually. Cold and windy. So, anyways, you know what to do.